Folks, welcome to Nerd Report. We have a lot of new updates right now to talk to you right now. Actually, what you're looking at on the screen is FBI has actually returned to Nancy Guthrie's home. And man, I don't know what's going on. It looks like more investigations, more pictures being taken. We got another note sent to the media. So we'll get into it right now. We'll have a discussion. Everybody's welcome to come in. Go ahead and let me know what you think or what you've learned. Let's see what we got here. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, folks. This is live at Nancy's house. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the comments. We'll go over everything here as we are learning what's going on. FBI is back on location. Also, more notes have been delivered. So we'll get on that. How's everyone doing? Feel free to join the conversation. Trying to get the news up here. All right, once again, let me know what country, city, or state you are watching from right now. This is Nerd Report. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, all that jazz. There we go. This is footage from outside Nancy Guthrie's home. Let's get that in here. What's up, Canada in the house? All right, so FBI is doing their work. We'll go over some of the news. We'll go over some of the news of the day. So far, she's still missing. That's the big thing. The sheriff's actually posted an update. I have a feeling something big's going to happen today. What do you guys think? I think something big's going to happen. Folks, do you guys still think she's alive? I'm going to do a poll, okay? I'm going to write a poll for you guys to vote on.
I will say the letter begins by saying she is.
Let me see what we got right here.
Here now with more is founder of TMZ, Harvey Levin, is with us. Harvey, my friend, wish I saw you in the.
Could you guys hear that? What I'm showing, what I just played with Harvey Levin? Let me know in the comments. So I play the audio here.
Better circumstances.
It's I'm gonna play some audio of. Okay, you guys could hear it. So what I'm gonna do is play the audio of Hannity interviewing Harvey Levin. Is that his name? Yeah, from TMZ. And I'll have this in the foreground so you guys could watch what's going on. So what's happening is the FBI is actually on location again. So let's check that out. I'll play this. Once again, let me know if you can hear it.
Founder of TMZ, Harvey Levin, is with us. Harvey, my friend, wish I saw you under better circumstances. Let's talk a little bit what you learned as this was going on in real time while you're doing the show.
Well, I kind of need to back this up to Tuesday.
While you're doing the show.
When we received what looked like a ransom letter.
Audio's good.
So we called the sheriff's department in Pima, and they took the information. There was something in that letter that caught my eye at the end, where they mentioned both. Now I can say it because the FBI said it: an Apple Watch and a damaged floodlight. What I found interesting, because we knew she wore an Apple Watch. Their picture.
Oh, check it out! I got an update. They're getting rid of reporters in front of the house. Samantha, thank you for the support, Samantha. Thanks for that super chat. They're getting rid of reporters from in front of the house. Once again, hearts for Samantha. Weird.
With Savannah with that watch, but they mentioned where the watch was, the placement of the watch in the house, and that's not something that was out there. So I had a long talk with the sheriff's department. A couple hours later,
so they're getting details. They know details. The people sending in the ransom notes.
FBI called, and they wanted a lot of information. So when I said there are two deadlines, yes, there is one that changes the demand, and that's the one that that has already passed, and the one on Monday is far more consequential.
Well, I want to go back to that word consequential.
All right, guys, you guys heard that, right? You guys could hear what Harvey Levin's saying now. He's saying that on Monday, there's a deadline happening, and that one's going to be very tough, man. That one's going to be very consequential, like you said.
Because what you said on your show, something is supposed to change if they don't pay the money by the first deadline, quote, but the second deadline is much more important. And now you're saying much more consequential. Look, I'm not going to ask you to disclose anything you can't disclose. But it sounds dire. It sounds like the urgency to find her. Time is certainly of the essence. Number one, for medication, her age, her health. And it sounds like there's a greater threat behind this.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're reading it right. I will say the letter begins, and again, we're not sure that this is really written by the person who has Nancy. But I will say the letter begins.
All right. Here's the question for the chat. Do you think this is from the person that has Nancy? What do you all think? Keep the chat going, folks. The conversation going here. Do you think these letters are legit? Or do you think they're fake?
By saying she is safe but scared. And they go on to say she knows exactly what the demand is. And so they are, through us telling the family, and obviously the sheriff's department gave the family the letter we received, exactly what they're demanding. And they're saying that Nancy is aware of it. They are also saying, Sean, and I find this pretty interesting when you look at what happened today. They're saying that this will be their only communication. And they're done communicating, negotiating, here's the deal, and that's it. And, as the clock ticks, I think that's one of the reasons the FBI and other authorities have, gotten desperate here, because as far as we can tell, it's impossible to trace the origin of this email. And I will say that there are real reasons based on what's written there that I believe that this person is in the radius of the Tucson area. And there's something very specific in there, and I'm sure the FBI keyed in on this a while ago. And it makes me
Is anyone here from Arizona near Tucson? How's the weather over there right now?
think that whoever did this, if whoever wrote this letter is in that Tucson area. And I think it's one of the reasons too that they sent the same email to one of the local stations in Tucson. This person is familiar with the Tucson television market. And based on the way it's written, I believe that this is somebody in that wide Tucson area, not in Tucson, could be in New Mexico. They could be in New Mexico now, but they are definitely familiar with Tucson.
All right, it's interesting because both you and Nancy Grace, both old friends of mine, both have the same theory that it's a local person. When you
All right, do you think it's a local person, folks? Let me know in the comments. Also, what you're looking at right now is that the FBI is actually live. This is actually live footage. They're back on location. So every time they get it seems like every time they get a ransom note or something, a note, they go back on location. And now they're on the roof and they're looking for other things. I don't know what's going on, folks. Any theories?
first read this, and as you examine this, and as you talk to law enforcement, you know, you have great instincts, Harvey. I mean, you've been a success for decades on television. You kind of have a nose for what's true and not true. Does your gut tell you this is very real to you, that this is a ransom, a kidnapping ransom?
Well, look, I don't know for sure. I felt that when I called the sheriff and told them about these two items, that would be a telltale thing. That if those items or something in the description match something that we don't know, that the public didn't know, then it gives credence to it. And again, I got a call from the FBI a few hours later, and they were very interested. They were on the phone with my IT team. As far as I know, and my IT team has been hard at work on this. I know the feds have. I don't think they're going to be able to figure out where this email originated from. I know the Bitcoin address is real.
Wow. So the idiots actually used a real Bitcoin address. That's kind of dumb, right? And it's kind of weird. They can't trace an email. Really? I wonder if they sent the initial email from one of her devices when they were there. They were there 39 minutes. You are right. You are right, Heather, whatever.
So what I will say is this, that this is not a letter.
Oh, you're watching us
together in a couple of minutes.
You're watching us, Letty. You're there right now watching. Drive over there. Send us some exclusives. That'd be good.
It is a very specific, well-organized, layered letter that really...
Look, I'm a California dude, and I gotta say, man, there's a lot of terrain there. Look at this. Look at the screen right now, folks. That's a lot for an older woman or an older person to be there alone. Does she live alone there? Would you live alone there? It's weird, right? Look at that.
A letter that was thrown together in a couple of minutes. It is a very specific, well-organized, layered letter that really lays things out. This is not AI. You know, if an English teacher were to look at the structure and the grammar and everything else, I think they would have no notes. So this is somebody, it's not a crazy person who's writing this. I mean, they may be crazy, but they have the capacity to make demands, say what they want, say what they don't want, and it's very, very structured.
So the family has now reached out twice publicly, and it is your strong belief, and you've seen the letter, you got the first copy that I know of. It's your strong belief that, in fact, this will be their only means of communication. you don't believe they'll be responding to Savannah or her brother?
Well, look, Sean, that's what they say in the letter. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's a substantial demand here. And what the Guthries have said is they want proof of life. And just saying in the letter, she's okay but scared, doesn't prove life. And so I don't know what's going to happen. You know, will whoever, if this letter is legitimate, will this person have a change of heart and try and send something? I don't know. But the way it's written, they say this is it. It's the only communication, and the police aren't going to be able to help you. They're that bold saying that. So as far as I know, the police don't have a lot of clues here, because that's one of the reasons they were so open today at the news conference and provided more.
All right. They said no news conference today.
Details. But I will tell you, and I think this is, you know, I just cannot overstate my gut here. And it's more than my gut. There is a phrase in this email that absolutely makes me believe
What is it?
This person who wrote this, and if they're telling the truth, that Nancy is within a radius of the Tucson area, not in Tucson right now, but in a radius. It could be New
All right. She was in a radius. They think she's near the area.
Mexico. I don't know how far, but I think at least what the authorities have is they've got a radius, and that's something.
Yeah, I mean,
Folks, we've been on it. Every time something breaks, we try to get it on it. We go live, hit the subscribe, hit the like so you get notified. This one's crazy too. Nancy Guthrie's abduction alleged Bitcoin texter gets bond. Okay, so this dude, this freak, this dude who is out? What the hell? The California man facing federal charges for allegedly texting Nancy Guthrie's family about a Bitcoin ransom payment has been granted bond by a judge and may be out of federal custody in no time. All right, folks. There you go. Who wants him? Who wants this guy? He's looking for a home. Any volunteers? What's up, X? Everybody on X. Oh, you're on X. What's up? We're also on X, folks. Ellie, shout out at NerdLecca on X. We're broadcasting live. We have like 400 people over there. Oh, we got some more people from X. That's great. All right, show of hands of people who want this guy as a neighbor. Folks, no way. He made his first court appearance Friday afternoon in a U.S. District Court in Santa Ana. He was released on $20,000 bond and has been ordered to not contact the alleged victims or witnesses. All right. Seems like an honest guy. I don't think he'll be doing that, right? Who thinks he's an honest guy? Federal prosecutors claim he texts Nancy's daughter, Annie, and her son-in-law. Did you get the Bitcoin? Waiting on our end for the transition. So he's like, allegedly he sends the Bitcoin, the ransom text, and he's like, hey man, we're waiting. Yeah, they're always released, man. That's why, hey, you know how crime is low in California? Because everybody gets released. If you're on X right now, formerly known as Twitter, hit that X. Seeing a lot of new people. Yeah, so I mean, man, I don't know. That's ridiculous for me. California release, of course, typical Los Angeles judges. Yeah, man. I guess that's not a big deal, right? These judges release these people because they don't need to leave. They don't live near them. All right. Once again, we have right here, the FBI is back on location, folks. They're back on location. Also, a Arizona news outlet has received a new message. Mary Coleman, anchor of an Arizona-based CNN affiliate, KOLD 13 News, told CNN Friday it seems the new note was written by a person who sent the initial, which TMZ received. All right, so it seems to be the same person sent the note to this KOLD 13, which is KOLD. All right, this is Mary Coleman. Late breaking. KOLD has received a new message via email tied to the Guthrie case. The FBI is currently reviewing it. That is all we can say for now. A reminder, our newsroom was among those that received the initial alleged ransom note. This is all from her X account, I guess. Because it's a reporter, just so you guys know. Here's the statement from PCSD. The FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department are aware of a new message regarding Nancy Guthrie. Investigators are actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. While this is a new piece of information, the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff Department are still asking anyone with tips to contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. The FBI continues to offer a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie and or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. So this station received another note today and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the notes are bogus or what, but I think we're at the point where like anybody's a suspect. Anyone's a suspect, folks. Everyone needs to be investigated. No one knows what's going on. Seems like the sheriff department looks like they don't know what's going on. It's weird.
Branson Quirk, they're a producer over at TMZ, has been covering all of this as it's unfolded. Branson, thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolutely. How you doing, Josh?
Good, good. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
And first off, I do want to talk about just the latest information here. This is now day 5 of the search for Nancy Guthrie. What can you tell me about what we can expect going forward today?
Obviously very concerning now, another 24 hours in this case. And we've talked about it many times before. Time is of the essence in this case. Yesterday, we saw an emotional plea that was posted, a video with Savannah Guthrie and her siblings actually speaking out for the first time publicly on video, other than the statement that Savannah had made earlier this week. It was Savannah, her brother Cameron, and Annie by her side. And in this 4-minute plea, they are asking the person that is responsible for this that they are ready to listen. But it's on one condition, saying that they need proof of life, because in the day and age of AI, pictures and videos, these things can be faked.
Facts.
And as we had reported extensively, news outlets had received an alleged ransom note. And on that note, it had a Bitcoin address asking for millions of dollars in Bitcoin. And Savannah herself, again, asking for proof of life, and also just telling her mother how much they miss her, how much they love her, calling her.
Folks, there is an update. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. There is an update. I'm going to get to it in a minute.
A very kind, a loving, God-fearing woman, and saying that God is on her side right now. And also mentioned what we're all just so concerned about and worried about, the fact that Nancy has to take these medications each day, and she's without her medication, at least that we know of right now, which includes beta blockers, high blood pressure, and medications that could turn fatal for her if she's not taking those.
And I know that some of the tape was taken down yesterday at Nancy Guthrie's home, and then, of course, put back up a short time later after the sheriff said that they had turned it over to the family. But it looks like investigators were right back there later in the day. What do we know about all of that? Because we know the investigation, the search, it is very active.
Right. Well, we know that investigators first went to Annie's home. We don't know exactly what they were doing at that home, but we do know that they were doing a similar search as we've been seeing the investigators at Nancy's house as well, coming back to the home. And there's a variety of different people at the house, including customs and borders agents with canines that are specially used to find missing people all the time. We saw dogs out there. There was also specialists that had a bag going into the home, which carried materials for devices such as computers, phones, to look through that. We also saw them all wearing latex gloves, going throughout the home. And again, unclear exactly what they're grabbing, what they're looking for. But when you have something like this happening, that you got to look at everything. You got to look at every single thing in the home, especially with something like this, where they found blood outside the home, blood inside the home. And in terms of that blood, the forensic data has not come back yet, but they are. It is in testing right now.
One thing that you mentioned kind of off the top here, we know a couple days ago, the ransom note that was received by TMZ. There's also at least one news station that claimed that it did get a ransom note as well. Is there anything there in that ransom note, anything you've heard from investigators that indicates it could even be authentic?
Well, here's the deal. So once we got that letter, before we had even published anything, talked about it on air, we sent it immediately off to Pima County Sheriff and gave him all the information that we had. But on this note, and we can't give too many details about that because of the investigation, but there was a couple things on there that may prove that this person indeed does have Nancy Guthrie. This includes items allegedly that were inside her home, descriptions of, again, items inside her home. Unclear what those items are, but obviously these are items that this person thought that could prove that they knew that this is Nancy's home, that this is the one that took Nancy.
We have an update.
Any question or questions that you hope maybe investigators are going to answer today, because the sheriff expected to speak. He's going to provide his first news conference here in about 48 hours or so. He last spoke on Tuesday and then is going to speak this afternoon. So any question or questions that you hope maybe he will answer?
Well, yesterday, interestingly, we actually reported on a person that had been an alleged trespasser actually just 10 minutes away in the same neighborhood as Nancy Guthrie. And as of...
Oh, yeah. So there was this thing about there was a trespasser I read somewhere. So I don't know if that person ends up being a suspect. I don't know.
Right now, we know that investigators are looking into that, but they have kind of been tight-lipped on that situation. If you didn't catch it, there was a man that reported that earlier in January, an alleged trespasser had been on his lawn, wandering around the street there, and it was very unusual because if you know where Nancy lives in Tucson, it's a very spread-out area, a lot of vegetation, neighbors are very spread out. So when this person arrived on the lawn there, a motion sensor went off and a floodlight came on, and the person fled and was not identified. So a lot of people want to know exactly if that is a big piece of this investigation. And also, you know, we all just want hope, right? We want to hear from the Pima County Sheriff that she is indeed alive. And he himself, Chris Nanos, he said that he believes right now that she is alive, and that's all that they have to go on.
Ransom Quirk, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. Is there anything we missed that you want to make sure we missed?
All right, there is a development. Like what you're watching on right now is the FBI. After the local news outlet received a new letter, the FBI went back to the home. We've been seeing that. So what is the letter saying? Is it giving out clues? Are they trying to prove that it's not a hoax by bringing details into the equation or writing in details into the letter? Like, for example, we left the hammer on this side or whatever. So then kind of like, so whoever receives the letter when they're investigating it knows that this is not just the idiot from California pretending, you know, he's trying to pull the scam with the ransom note, right? Maybe that's happening, but we've seen this already where they send in a ransom note and then the FBI goes back, or investigators go back to look to see what's legit or not. Now, here's the other update. There's a vehicle of interest. I don't know what the hell that means, right? I just saw that right now. There's a vehicle of interest. There it is. Fresh clue in the Nancy Guthrie case as a vehicle of interest is identified, and new ransom letter prompts police to swarm area around the home. Okay. What is that, though? Does anyone know how the vehicle looks like?
And they are now, you see down there, they are closing off the road, and they're making all the media leave this block. So we're not going to be able to be in front of the house anymore. They said this is for investigation reasons. And so we don't know what they're about to do with the house, but they don't want the media in front of the house anymore.
Okay, so the media entirely has been kicked out of the area, except Brian Enton. Something is up. Something is up, man. They don't want the media to be sharing the information around. Do me a favor, folks. Hit the like if you want me to continue to cover this. We have over 200 people in the house. This is Nerd Report. We've been covering this. You bet as soon as something big drops, I'm going to be going on. All right, we got some more information coming up too. Stay tuned. We got some breaking news. A lot of news is breaking right now, actually. Crazy. All right.
We're piecing together key parts of the last known moments before Nancy Guthrie disappeared. On the left, a map showing the potential route that Nancy was driven home on from dinner at her daughter Annie's home in Tucson. You'll see two images taken by our Fox team on the ground showing traffic cameras along much of that route. And on the right is a video of this potential route. What happened after she got home and who exactly dropped her off remains a critical unknown. Let's bring in James Galliano, former FBI supervisory agent.
4K fish. Where's that information from? Or did you read that somewhere?
James, thanks so much for being with us. I wanted to ask you, first of all, about the blood that was found. It was found on the front porch.
Just so you know, there was a deadline that ended yesterday, and there's a deadline for Monday. That's what I understand.
Significant enough to be able to be subject to DNA analysis, but it would seem not enough to represent any kind of life-threatening injury because the sheriff believes that she's still alive.
Yeah, John, that's a great point. Now, I understand that there are blood thinners out there for a woman that might have had the condition, the heart condition that Miss Guthrie had, like Coumadin and things like that, that cause you to bleed from a paper cut. Look, John, you have me on to kind of demystify these processes and protocols. I have never, and I'm a student of the game, I've worked kidnappings, I've overseen crisis management in New York City for the FBI, hostage negotiations, hostage rescue, that kind of stuff. I have never been so confounded and baffled by the fact pattern in a case. We know this. We know that kidnappings are typically for one of two reasons. They're either for profit or they're for revenge. John, we don't even know if this was a targeted attack yet. It's the more that we learn on this, John, the more confusing it becomes.
Yeah, we don't know if this ransom note is legitimate or not. Authorities are treating it and taking it seriously. They believe that there were some things inside the note that point to intimate knowledge of what happened that evening. We had Harvey Levin saying that there was this idea of positioning of the watch, that she had a watch. Maybe she left it on a counter. Maybe she left it to charge. She probably would have had her phone nearby because she had a pacemaker, and the pacemaker checks in with an app. So all of that taken together might suggest that her electronic devices were on charge. And you could surmise that that might happen, but it does also suggest intimate knowledge of the scene. What do you think?
So let's break down the fact pattern on this. So we know that there was probably, from the time she was dropped off at the home around 10 o'clock until it was alerted that she had not come to church around noon the next day. We're talking of a period of 14 hours. We think that somebody or some people may have been in her home. You're describing some of the digital exhaust that we're working off of in the law enforcement investigative realm. We think there might have been a 1 hour, 45 minute to 1 hour period where that might have happened. John, what's so baffling and beguiling about this, the captors, the people that abducted Mrs. Guthrie, typically speaking, and going back to the Lindbergh baby kidnapping in 1932, captors do not want this public. They want to deal directly with the family. They want a backdoor channel. These abductors did it completely differently. They went to TMZ, they went to a local news outlet, and they're not responding to the family's beseeching request to please contact them. It makes no sense, John.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't add up. I was also doing some experiments with, because I've got a similar pacemaker to Nancy Guthrie. I was doing some experiments with it. My phone checks in with it every 3 minutes. So it disconnecting, I think it was at 2:28. That would seem to represent an approximate time that she went out of proximity to her phone. But we'll see what comes of this. James, thanks for being with us. Appreciate your expertise so much.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, listen, I want to thank Gunner Girl for that super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything you do. You're welcome, Gunner Girl. Thank you for showing up. Hearts for Gunner Girl. Also, Aussie Queen, thank you for that super chat as well. Thank you so much for that. Hearts for you in the comments area, everybody. Also, folks, do me a favor. If you can, this is all for coffee funds. I've been working 24 hours a day trying to get to the bottom, the latest in the situation with the missing mother. So to keep my energy flowing, I got a super chat goal. Hit that super chat goal right now, and I could get some coffee. I always ask for coffee every show. I got a couple bucks already, and this is yesterday's coffee fund, and I'm done with it. So, and I'm getting sleepy. So, you could send in a super chat. It goes to the coffee fund and stuff. If not, hit the like, man, because that's free and it supports the channel. All right, let's go. All right, where do we go? I gotta be honest, man, this is just so weird. This entire situation is so weird. This is weird too. Look at this. How weird could you get? Authorities on the hunt for a car probably linked to Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping. Do you think they show us a picture of that car so we could all be looking out? No. Did anyone see a picture of this car anywhere? I don't get it. right? Should they show us a picture of this car? Authorities are searching for a car believed to be possibly linked to the Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping. A Circle K spokesperson alleged on Friday that law officials reached out to one of their stores on Oracle Road in Arizona, receiving a tip regarding a vehicle of interest. And our team has provided them access to the store surveillance video. What? A vehicle of interest? We don't have people of interest. We have a vehicle of interest. When reached for comments, the FBI told Page 6 in a statement, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department are aware of the new message regarding Nancy Guthrie. Investigators are inspecting, and the information provided in the message for its authenticity. Oh, this is in regards to the note. All right, it's in regards to the note. Mostly just repetition. Well, the car is new, Gunna Girl. The car mention is new. There's a car of interest. Not a person of interest, but a vehicle of interest. That's bizarre shit, man. That's some bizarre stuff. I've never heard of it. Has anyone here ever heard of a vehicle of interest before? Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, vehicle of interest is a big thing now. Vehicle of interest is a big thing. Plus, I guess this is the one to click. I don't know what this is. Second Nancy Guthrie letter from captures leave local news staff alarmed as new details about the note's content emerge. I don't know, man. So is this officially from the captors?
Here's what people get wrong about cases like Nancy Guthrie.
All right, who's this? Truth investigations and criminal behavior. Let's see what we get wrong. Can you guys hear them? Let me know in the comments.
Here's what people get wrong about cases like Nancy Guthrie. In the first 72 hours, investigators will not release everything. Not because they don't care, but because it can compromise leads, witnesses, and the search itself. My full professional breakdown is posted right now.
I actually agree with them. I agree with them. Here's a picture of the person that did the imposter letter, allegedly. Like, here's a drawing of him. He's been let go on bond. Now, here's another thing. Like, there's people actually complaining because this is getting so much attention when there's other people that are missing in the world. And I'm like, man, you know what? Post about those people then too, you know? You know what I mean? What's up, Cindy? DJ Love. All right. So if I could give you an update, new note letter. I don't even know if it's a ransom letter, has been sent to a local news outlet in Arizona. And as soon as that happened, I guess the FBI went back on location. That's what we're looking at right now. I don't know what they're looking for. The other thing is that the press has been pretty much kicked out of the location, so they can't film what the investigators are doing. Although I heard Brian Enton's the only one allowed in there. Nerd Report, why don't they use this much effort for missing kids? They do. They do. We've covered, like, they do have efforts for missing kids. And you know what? You know why? You know why? You want to hear the truth? Because, hold on a second. Let me get this out of here. Do you guys want to hear the truth? Why am I hearing something in the background? Who wants to hear the truth? Why this gets more coverage than missing kids or stuff? Raise your hand. Hit that one. And only hit the one if you can handle the truth. Hit that one. I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly why this gets more coverage than the kids. All right. And this is not at anybody here. Because every time because you all don't care about the kids. That's why. When it's reported about a kid being missing, no one watches it. If it's a random kid. These people, the news outlets are after ratings. Ratings, what does that mean? Ratings are viewership, amount of viewership. If covering a random missing child would get them to viewers, they would not be talking about this. They'd be talking about that. So a lot of times when people complain about what the media is showing us, it's really the viewer's fault. I don't know why people don't get that. What does the media want more than anything? What does a corporation want more than anything? To make money. How do they make money? Viewers. If Nancy Guthrie was not getting views, they would not be talking about it. There has been situations where they've covered true crime cases, like that girl that got missing, that was missing on Christmas Eve. That's just the way it is. It's you all. Not you exactly, maybe here on the channel, but that's just the way it is. This one hits home to a lot of people because you got an elderly person who okay, so you got an elderly person, right? You have a very famous news anchor. You have the sense of urgency because she has the pacemaker or whatever. She has heart condition. You have ransom notes, bro. Like, that's crazy. You know, it is. I mean, you guys don't have to agree with me, but that is why no one's watching. But this hits all the marks. You got the president talking about this, but the twist there is Savannah Guthrie and Trump hate each other. But Trump is like, hey man, I'll help. That's another aspect of it. I wouldn't say that's true. Take Gabby for situation. Nobody knew her, but once we were made aware, I think people would watch. No, I think she hit all the marks too. Crazy boyfriend. You know what I mean? And listen, the reason Gabby Petito was the reason she was watched is because you all were watching. Because people were complaining, like, why does a blonde lady get so much attention when there's so many missing people? It's like, yeah, because you guys are watching. I mean, that's, you know. Yeah, it could be anyone's mom too. Savannah's also likable. She looks like and comes across friendly. Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't know who she was. I gotta be honest with you. I'm more concerned because of the mom, right? She's cute, relatable, and most people have or lost a mom. That is true. That is true. Says Panda. That is true. But people are actually online going, why? Just know that there's 1,200 people that are missing and no one's talking about them. It's like, well, why don't you start talking about them? You know? I had to search for info on Chris Watts. At first, it was on YouTube, but no mainstream. Then it got attention. YouTube can be very on top of it, correct. News things are shorter and on time things. Yep. Yeah, a missing grandmother, an elderly woman. Yeah, exactly. That's why everyone's is attached to this. Folks, so those are the updates right now. Let me see if there's more updates. I see more of you coming in here. Hit the like, introduce yourselves in the comments. Let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from right now in the comments. What are your theories? We go back and forth. We could agree, disagree, go sideways, whatever, you know? I don't mind. Definitely, I'll have all the updates as they come in. What are your theories? What the hell is going on here? Like, what is going on here? What are your theories? I want to know your theories, bro. And broettes. I just have a feeling something's going to drop. Something is going to drop soon. We're going to get some big news. If you think she's still alive, hit that one button. You know? All right, so the question arises. Cindy DJ Love. By the way, that's the best name for DJ Love. Could this be someone faking they're abducted? I mean, anything is possible, but I doubt it because of the blood and the old. She's old. No, man. I mean, who would be in charge of the faking? You know, herself? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's a fake out. I hope it's not this. Yeah. Look, again, I'm hesitant to name people because in the true crime community, people love to name people, and then without any they love to point the fingers at people, and some of the theories are. By the way, I want to say thank you to Ellie. Is it Ellie May X? Thank you so much for donating to the coffee funds, folks. We need 9 more super chats to get some coffee in this mouth of mine. You guys could do it. $1 super chat. $1 super chat. Is it going to be you? Support the channel, yo. Yo, yo, yo. I'd say evidence in the house is intact. Outside, they had taken down the crime scene, so it won't fly in court. Oh, Heather, whatever. Good take. So you're saying that the evidence outside has already been tampered with. And it doesn't help. It doesn't work anymore, right? So this guy is flying a drone outside. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think it's fake. But you know what? It's good to ask questions, man. It's good to ask questions as long as they're within reason. Sassy Sasquatch, thank you so much for that donation. Oh my God, we're almost all right. We got some donations for our coffee funds. Sassy Sasquatch, let's put those hearts there for them. And Samantha Croy, thank you so much for that support. I'm trying to read your I'm trying to read everyone's chat that I can.
Anyway, so this is the front of Nancy's home where Brian Enton has been camped out throughout the day. And a few minutes ago, it sounds like you guys were told to leave, Brian, and now you're on the phone with us. What's going on? Do we know?
Yeah, there's been a lot of activity here, Connell, within the last 15 minutes or so. I'm going to step out of the way and show you. They've made all the media leave. They've shut down the entire road.
Another one by Ellie. Thank you so much.
About 2 blocks in front of Nancy Guthrie's house, and I just saw basically a cavalry of FBI vehicles arriving. It looked like evidence response teams. You know, they're in the pickup trucks and the vans with all of their equipment in the back. And I can see down the road, they're now pulling into Nancy Guthrie's driveway. And I asked one of the deputies, are you moving us out of here because the neighbors complained before the FBI showed up? And she said, no, this is for investigative purposes, which now makes sense because all of these FBI teams just showed up and pulled back into the driveway, which is interesting, Connell, because think about it. You had the first crime scene, then they took the crime scene tape down, opened it back up. Then 2 days ago, we saw them set up another crime scene. They went in for 2 hours, took the crime scene tape down. And now here we are on Friday, where all of a sudden, not only are they going to put the crime scene tape back up, but they have shut down the entire area with the FBI arriving. And the timing is also interesting because right before this happened, we got word of a second communication that has been sent to a local TV station here in Tucson related to Nancy Guthrie. So is that a coincidence that the second communication has now arrived and they've shut the entire area down, Connell?
Give me a little perspective. I thought you were on the phone, but you still have the camera up, Brian, right? So how...
By the way, for subscribers only, I just set up a poll. Is she alive? Yes or no? There's a poll up at the request of Mama Leka. By the way, Ellie, thank you so much. Welcome to the channel as well. Thank you for being a member. Thanks for the super chats, everybody. Quick shout out. All right, quick shout out for supporting the channel. Samantha, thank you. Gunner Girl, thank you. Ozzy, thank you. Ellie, thank you so much. Sassy Squatch. 207, thank you so much for that super chat. Samantha again, thank you. Samantha Croy, love it, thank you. Ellie again, and Ellie has become a member. You guys get gift memberships, become a member right now. Support the channel. We need a few more super chats to provide some coffee. I'll be wired, alert, awake to give you the latest and greatest. I'll be working this weekend. You want me to work this weekend? Do me a favor. Hit the like, subscribe, show your pride, share this channel. I'll work this weekend for you all. Just show me that you appreciate it or you want this content by keeping the chat alive. Thank you. Samantha, thank you so much for becoming a member. And I'll try to elevate your voices, man. Your theories are all welcome. Come in here. I'm in Los Angeles, okay, right now. I'm in Los Angeles. It's hot as you know what. And I'm burning up right now. This is actually hard because the room I'm in has no circulation. It's stuffy. But I'm going to keep reporting for you all because I know you guys are worried about Nancy here.
Back in front if you can. There you are. All right, so where are you versus where you were? Those cones they're down the street from the house, or?
Yeah, these cones are down the street from the house, and Mo will zoom into where we were standing. Mo's going to zoom into where our last live shot was, right in front of the house.
Okay.
So the house is right around. You can't see it from here because of all the brush, but the house is right around the corner. And so everybody's been set up all along that block because that's where the house is. And now they've closed the block down to make room for all of these FBI folks.
Thank you again, Ellie, for that super chat, super sticker. You're freezing. What's not freezing? Thank you. I try to be down to earth, Cindy and everybody. I mess up sometimes. I put my foot in my mouth. And so I appreciate you all being patient with me. But this pisses me off too, man. This is an elderly woman. Some assholes have gotten a hold. I'm sorry to use the language. Pathetic lowlives that are holding an elderly woman hostage. At least from what we know right now, okay? This could all change. Look at that. This could happen to anyone. We got to be on our toes. We got to be vigilant. We got to look around. We got to keep our eyes open. Things that look weird. They're not coming to help us anymore, folks. The authorities are never there when you need them. At least not in California. We got to look out and then report. We're law-abiding citizens. We got to look after each other. You get what I'm saying? We got to observe and report. Record this thing right here. Record. Everyone hates this thing right here. The camera. Don't be intrusive to your neighbors. Be respectful of your neighbors. Do not spy on them. But look outside. If they're outside, say hello. Look at them, especially elderly people. Kids. Look out for the kids, man. Because guess what? These people, at least in California, they arrest people, and 2 hours later, they're outside with your kids and your grandparents and you. Of course, crime is going down. They ain't prosecuting anybody. They ain't getting anyone. To be honest, I don't think she's with us. It's breaking my heart. Ellie, listen, I want to come in here. And report Nancy Guthrie found alive. I want that to be my next video. Hit that one if you want that to be my next video. See what else we got. And trust me. See, look at this shit. Mark's safe from being concerned about Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping today. Come on, man. Come on, man. Seriously?
Full support of federal law enforcement. FBI is now.
I'll give you a little statement. I think we're doing very well on that regard. You're probably surprised to hear that. I think we're doing very well. Very well, meaning we have some clues, I think, that are very strong. And I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
Is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico?
I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be
Suspect?
yeah, could be definitive.
What the hell is going on? Could you guys hear that? 2 minutes ago, breaking news here on Nerd Report. What the hell's going on? Did you guys hear that? Breaking news, Trump on Nancy Guthrie. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon. The DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be definitive. A lot of things have happened with regard to that horrible situation in the last couple hours. Look, man, forget about if you don't like this dude or if you like him or whatever. Let's get this lady here, man. Let's get this lady. Yes, he did the most ridiculous tweet today with the Obamas. That is so fucking stupid. How do you not know this is a bad tweet? But let's forget that. Let's get, for now, this little clip. Forget about all the situation going on. Let's find this lady. That would be awesome. Right? Or am I an idiot? Well, don't answer that. Don't answer that. That's my prayer. People like that. That's what we want, man. We don't want this fucking tweets or fucking blah, blah, blah. Bro, we get it. We get it. Joe Biden sucked. You won. That's all. We know that. I know that. I agree. You don't have to agree. But you don't have to tweet it all the time and stuff. And then he tweets so much that he put that embarrassing thing out today. That being said, he's on it here. So let's dale. What's up? What's up? What's up, Shelly? So this is breaking news, folks. Are you guys happy to hear that? Hit that one. Something big's going to drop. I don't know what it is, at least according to the president. You may think he's lying. I don't know.
You promised Savannah Guthrie's family the full support of federal law enforcement. FBI is now...
I'll give you a little statement. I think we're doing very well on that regard. You're probably surprised to hear that. I think we're doing very well. Very well, meaning we have some clues, I think, that are very strong. And I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
Nationwide.
Do you think something today is going to drop? Do you think today is going to be the day we have an answer? I kind of do.
Is this a search going to Mexico?
I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution.
A solution? A solution. This guy thinks she's in Mexico. Today, you guys think something's going to drop today? I'm going to need more coffee, folks. There you go. He cannot keep a secret. All right. Something's going to happen today. What do you guys think? That may be the next poll.
We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be
Suspect?
Yeah, could be definitive.
Uh-oh. I think he just let the cat. There's a suspect caught, maybe. What do you guys think? I don't know, man. Oh, man, I'm getting excited. I hope they catch. I want her to be alive, though. I want the next update to be Nancy's found alive. A little bruised up is okay, man, but we want her alive, right?
A lot's taken place in the last couple of hours. A lot of things have happened with regard to that horrible situation in the last couple of hours.
Okay, latest update. This is all coming out of my brain. All right. Shelley is correct. There were 2 deadlines according to the alleged ransom notes. There's a debate whether the ransom notes are real or not. I'm leaning to that they probably are real. That the ransom notes are real. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, at least one of them is. Now, I did hear that there's a lot of ransom notes being distributed. A lot of outlets are getting ransom notes, so that's taking away resources from finding Nancy Guthrie. Now, it seems like one of them seems to be consistently legit, which is the one sent to TMZ and another outlet on the same day, and there's another one that was sent today, and I'm not sure if it's the same outlet that received it the other day, but after that outlet received a note, it wasn't described as a ransom note, just a note. The FBI went back to the location, and that's the video we were watching, right? That's what this video, that's why I went live. But a lot of things are developing. So Shelley is right. One of the deadlines was yesterday at 4 o'clock, I guess, Arizona time, or 5. The next one is on Monday. According to the TMZ host, the one on Monday is very, very harsh. All right. Now, the other thing is now the president says that he knows things and that things have happened as of the last 2 hours. Is it related to the note? Is it related to the FBI's going there? Man, is this going to be solved today? I think so. I think tonight we're getting the news, man. The thing is, it's so hot here. I don't know if I'll try to stream as much as I can. Thanks, Gunner Girl, for that super chat today. Good mood brought to you by coffee. There you go. I'll be in a good mood if I get the good news. That's when I'll be in a good mood. Theories are coming in. Can Nancy Guthrie's abductor be members of her church? I don't know. You know what? You know what? It's got to be someone that knows her, I think. That's probably the closest. All right. So the timeline, right? At approximately 1:47 a.m., this was when she disappeared. 1:47 a.m. Sunday, which is, it's important to know this is Sunday night. This is Saturday night, Sunday morning. 1:47. The doorbell camera at her home disconnected. At 2:12 a.m., the software detected a person on the camera. So there was a person detected on camera at 2:12, all right? At 2:28 a.m., her pacemaker app shows that it was disconnected from the iPhone. All right, let me see what else is going on. See if anything else is popping.
Information. This is actually coming from President Trump. He is on air.
Okay, so we broke this. Brian Enton's going to be talking about it too. I just talked about it earlier. We broke this. We're on it. The report's on it. Go, folks, give me the like. Give us a like. Let's elevate the voice here. All right. So Brian Enton's going to talk about President Trump speaking on Air Force One about Nancy Guthrie. We had to hear her when he said it. So now he's talking about it. Let's see what's going on.
All right, guys, some new information. This is actually coming from President Trump. He is on Air Force One, and he was asked about the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Okay, I'm going to read you this. Trump said, we have some clues that I think are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon. And the reporter said, is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico? And Trump said, no, I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be. And the reporter said, a suspect? And Trump said, yeah, could be definitive.
All right. Thank you. Gunner Girl says I'm on fire. No, you all are on fire. We're on this. If it wasn't for you all watching, I wouldn't be on. I couldn't have the platform. All right. I'm going to play again Brian Enton's reaction to what Trump said. What does it all mean? Let me know in the chat. Discuss it in the chat. This is your time.
All right, guys, some new information. This is actually coming from President Trump. He is on Air Force One, and he was asked about the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Okay, I'm going to read you this. Trump said, we have some clues that I think are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon. And the reporter said, is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico? And Trump said, no, I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be. About a solution. And the reporter said, a suspect? And Trump said, yeah, could be definitive.
Wow.
So according to President Trump, something may be happening big behind the scenes, which would coincide with what we're seeing out here at the scene, because as I told you, they've moved everybody back. The FBI is back on the scene, and they're doing a whole big, what they called an investigation, and the FBI evidence collection team is there. And then at the same time, we found out about this second note related to Nancy Guthrie that was sent to a TV station in Tucson. So a lot going on, but really interesting to hear those new comments from President Trump.
That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Who thinks that's crazy? I'm going to tweet this out right here.
All right, guys, some new information. This is actually coming from President Trump. He is on Air Force One, and he was asked about the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Okay, I'm going to read you this. Trump said, we have some clues that I think are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon. And the reporter said, is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico? And Trump said, no, I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be. And the reporter said, a suspect? And Trump said, yeah. All right, guys.
All right, sorry. Apparently this was too low. Let me get it louder.
All right, guys, some new information. This is actually coming from President Trump. He is on Air Force One, and he was asked about the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Okay, I'm going to read you this. Trump said, we have some clues that I think are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon. And the reporter said, is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico? And Trump said, no, I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be. And the reporter said, a suspect? And Trump said, yeah, could be definitive. So according to President Trump, something may be happening big behind the scenes, which would coincide with what we're seeing out here at the scene. Because as I told you, they've moved everybody back. The FBI is back on the scene, and they're doing a whole big, what they called an investigation, and the FBI evidence collection team is there. And then at the same time, we found out about this second note related to Nancy Guthrie that was sent to a TV station in Tucson. So a lot going on, but really interesting to hear those new comments from President Trump.
That's good. That's good. People are dissecting every aspect of this. This is big. Yeah, people are dissecting this. Yeah, I hope it's true too, man. I really do. But what's a solution? That doesn't even make sense. Right? Heather, whatever, what's the solution? What does that mean? From earlier today. But why are they up there? Oh my God. What are they looking for up there? What are they looking for up there, folks? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the solution thing means. Paying a ransom? Paying the ransom is a solution? I mean, that's the only thing I could think. What is that? So paying a ransom is a solution. What the hell? I saw the votes up. Is she alive? 40% yes, 60% no. You could still vote, folks. Mama Leka is that's the guest house because she be in the guest house. Yeah, people think the president himself leaks. There may be a suspect soon. Will anything about this crime make sense? Will anything about this crime make sense? Man, I don't know. Again, oh, another update. The vehicle. What the hell is that supposed to be, right? What the hell is the vehicle about? What the hell is the vehicle about, folks? Yeah, that's crazy. A vehicle of interest. That's nuts. I've never heard that one before. No. So the vehicle of interest. Yeah, I don't know if it's a white van. They didn't say what it was, right? Does anyone know? Did anyone hear what it was? Supposedly there was a store down the street that reported a vehicle of interest. So I don't know. I think I want to say I heard it was a van as well, but I can't confirm that. At least the report I saw did not have any pictures. It's all crazy, man. Everything. Early missteps, delays.
There's an international travel plan with Spectrum.
Response
that was an
emerge.
$10 a month.
Oh, come on, man, get out of here.
Paying a ridiculous amount.
The sheriff also has admitted to messing up some of his press conferences. Yeah, she had no subscription. That's one thing about those cameras, those cameras outside your house. Like, you need to subscribe to them. They actually give you like the first month free, and then they pull away. They turn off the subscription, and sometimes people forget to subscribe to it. Or like when something's free for a long time, like you don't want to pay for it. TMZ updated? Let's see. No, just Trump saying he's not sorry about Obama post. Wow. Stepbrother arrested. Anna Kepner. Remember this? Stepbrother arrested. Wasn't that like a year ago? Man, it took a long time. This guy was released. Yeah, wasn't that a long time ago? Scotch Cherokee girl. I just watched the drone footage, and the only thing I can think of is that they're looking for the missing camera or floodlight. They're spending a lot of time in that guest house too. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, we got the breaking news. You all got the breaking news with me because you supported. All right, make sure I'm going to end the poll. The polls for our subscribers. Is she alive? 44% yes, 56% no. No. Head over there and vote before I take down the poll in a couple minutes. They also blocked off the road. We'll go to that when it comes back.
So something interesting is happening outside the house. So
Oh, we saw that. It's Brian Anton. Let me see if there's any other updates, folks. Bear with me. We're still looking for updates. Wait, what did they just find? What? This shot shows another corner of the building, top left in video above, a close-up of a camera attached to the solar panel. And they didn't see this. This could be huge if they can extract the video from it. Wireless smart device. It's been 5 days and they just realized there's another camera. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Is that real? It's been 5 days and they just realized there's another camera right here. Oh my God. Is this real? Folks, look at that. Did they just discover this camera? Is this real? I'm not prepared to call them morons until that's what people are saying. Teresa 87, thank you. Welcome in. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for supporting the channel, folks. Get that coffee in through my veins. Once again, if you want to support the channel, you could do so with becoming a member, super chatting. You could also send a super sticker. Look at that super sticker right here. Head in the clouds. Thank you for that. Everything helps. Everything helps. Also, I'm going to drop the PayPal link. If you want to support me via PayPal, that would be amazing. Content creators get most of the donation if you use PayPal. The link is in the comments. If not, hit the like. It's the like and the subscribe is absolutely free. Okay, so the question is, you wonder about this investigation. Do you think this is something they just found right now? I don't have a way to confirm it, okay? Yeah, it looks like rain drainage. But what about this? This right here looks like a camera. No way they missed that, man. No way they missed that. It's probably let's see how that develops. Maybe it's just this guy tweeting out. I don't know. People think, is law enforcement compromising? Is law enforcement compromising the scene? Still nothing. They said it's attached to a solar panel. All right. Yeah, there you go again. Investigators looking into potential vehicle. I don't know. I don't see a picture of the. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Investigators looking into potential vehicle of interest in Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Has anyone ever heard that term, a vehicle of interest? Arizona law enforcement officials are reviewing information related to a vehicle or multiple vehicles. Now there's more than one that may be connected to the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Thank you for that. Oh, is that the place where the vehicle was at? Is that where the place? That's the place, I think. Yeah, I guess someone went over there to record. This is where they took the, I guess, video of the vehicle of interest. This is crazy, folks. Yeah, it's a Circle K. This is it. The vehicle of interest may have been here. So they have footage. Someone got out of that car. Now we're going crazy here. A spokesperson for Circle K told the outlet that authorities visited one of the company's stores on Oracle Road in Tuscan after receiving a tip regarding a vehicle of interest. The spokesperson said the company provided investigators access to surveillance video from the location. Authorities have not confirmed whether the vehicle of interest are linked to the case. And there you go. No, I don't think it was any of these cars that were on the video, guys. I think this is someone that went there and showed. There's no person of interest, but there's a vehicle of interest. Let that sink in. Second message in the Nancy Guthrie case reportedly lacks proof of life. All right, so this is in regards to today's message. Doesn't have proof of life. That's what the family wanted before they negotiate with the ransom people that were sent to ransom, allegedly. A second message sent to a local station in connection with the Nancy Guthrie case reportedly does not include proof of life. 13 News sister station said the message also does not provide a way for Guthrie's family to communicate with the suspected abductor or abductors. Authorities on Friday confirmed that the new message related to the disappearance of the 84-year-old grandma had been recovered by a local news station. NBC Today co-host Savannah Guthrie and her siblings released several videos on Instagram this week urging anyone who may have abducted the 84-year-old to make contact and have a proof of life, include a proof of life. So today's letter did not include that, supposedly. Now, I think, just now, Trump says authorities have clues that could be definitive in the Guthrie abduction. What does that mean? What does that mean? Any ideas in the comments? Sabrina says, I think it's crazy. Trump has to be careful what he says without law enforcement confirming. He may know. He may have he's got access to the FBI, I hope. He said, I think we could have some answers coming fairly soon. Trump said, I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things. I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from the DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be definitive. What is that? And I know as soon as I end this stream, something's going to happen. Hit that one if you're subscribed to this channel. Hit that one. If you're ready for an update. I'm starting to feel this. All right, let's check out this video. Is it me or that place looks so secluded? See what else is going on. Saw that video. The new message appears to be a response to the Guthrie family video, the one that they put up on Instagram. Man who allegedly texted Guthrie's demand Bitcoin released. Again, this guy has been released, folks. Does anyone have any room in their house for him? Show of hands. Yeah, I'm gonna be heck no. Listen, I got an announcement. Free Patreon. The free Patreon folks, we're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers. I'm gonna drop the link in the comments. We're gonna have exclusive videos there drop as well. Please join. I'm dropping the link in the comments. Let's get at least 5 of you to join. Hit that one if you've joined our Patreon. It's absolutely free. There's a free option right there. Right there. Free Patreon. Join for free. Hit that. Hit that right there. We got 1,083 people. We need 2,000 people. Can we get that? All right, I'm going to look one more time to see if there's any updates, and then I'm going to take a break. Are you guys going to be back? Are you all going to be back for my next video? Thanks for subbing. Thank you. Thank you. I see a lot of you are going to be back. Let me see if there's anyone to raid here. Thank you for being back, guys. Hit the like. Hopefully we get an update tonight. All right. So we'll be back tonight, folks. If there's anything breaking, I do think there's probably going to be something big. So to ensure you get notified, hit the like right now, subscribe, make sure all the notifications are on. If not, look back like in a couple hours, nerd report, and we should be good. See you then. Nerd out.